Let's hope that YouTube blesses us. YouTube's good luck is generous to us tonight. And I do believe that we are live. Welcome everyone to another... What? Welcome everyone to another episode of Titan's Table. I hope that you are all doing well tonight. We are going to be talking about how game stores are still in trouble. It's a topic that we've discussed a couple of times now on Titan's Table. There's some more new, of course, information and some new situations going on with like Wizards of the Coast and game stores. We're going to talk about Ikoria quite a bit. There's been a lot of Ikoria spoilers, and a lot of them that are very important. A lot of new cards that could really, affect the game in other formats. And I also wanted to talk about, is Ikoria really what players wanted? Because so far the reception for Ikoria, I feel, from what I've seen, has been pretty mixed. There's a lot of people that really like the general theme, but there's also a lot of people that I feel are just not that into it. They don't understand like the synergy of the set so far. So nice. Yeah, those are the topics that we are going to discuss tonight. But how are you all doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, actually. Can't complain.
Good, okay. Good.
Still can't find toilet paper.
Someone's apparently got their car going.
Oh,
yeah,
that's me.
Yeah, that was King.
What was that about toilet paper? I felt like 40
there's still no toilet paper anywhere.
No.
No, there's no toilet paper anywhere.
Wow, I heard there's some luxury cardboard you can maybe use.
I have a lot of really crappy Magic cards. You're welcome to them.
A lot of comments.
I have Yu-Gi-Oh stuff too. I have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff if you want that.
Oh, I'd use the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
Oh
first.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It's worthless now. I mean, the minute I had like a few $1,000s with the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, they're like, I'm gonna print the fuck out of that shit, and now it's worth $0.
Unfortunately, with Yu-Gi-Oh, I've talked about Yu-Gi-Oh a couple times. Yu-Gi-Oh has that. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh just works. Konami puts out cards that are good. A deck could be worth $1,000, and then a month later they'll ban half the cards and it'll be absolutely worthless. That is the number one reason why I quit Yu-Gi-Oh is the fact that you have to have a lot of money and you have to watch the market so closely and you have to watch the meta so closely, because literally they'll put out good cards, it'll be a deck worth $1,000, and then a month later everything will just get banned and it's worth nothing. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it is. And the thing is, I was one of the people that was on the judging groups. I was with one of the first judging groups that did that stuff, and we watched when Konami told everyone. They told all the judges and stuff that did judging large tournaments. They're like, we don't want a secondhand market. We don't like it. The secondhand market's for Magic, and it's not a good thing.
Even though that's not the way that it works.
Yeah, we make the money, not stores.
Right.
That's what they want.
Konami is a thumbs down for me. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not just. They're also the type of company when there's a whole competitive market trying to be built for competitive gameplay. They tried to squash that at first,
right?
Until they realized they could kind of milk it.
Oh yeah.
And they're selling off their IPs like Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big rumor. That's a big rumor.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But before we get into the topics, I want everyone to introduce themselves. Cinder, introduce yourself, my friend.
Hi, I'm from Cinder Shadow Gaming. Apparently, I've never worked a real job in my life. For some
Obviously, that hat proves it.
That proved it right there.
Yeah. No, I don't work a real job in my life. I run a YouTube channel, Cinder Shadow Gaming. I'm here for more Magic content and give you guys a thought on what's going on with the ridiculousness of Ikoria right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
He's a Minecrafter.
He is a Minecrafter too, yes. That is for sure. King's Knight, introduce yourself.
My name's King's Knight. I'm part of the Plain Discord channel. I do YouTube and Twitter. Or not Twitter. Well, I do Twitter too, but don't Twitter. But
professional Twitterer.
I'm a professional Twitter writer. I like to tell people they don't have jobs.
Cinder got it.
I also do Twitch.tv. Right now, my live shows are on Twitch.tv for Minecraft gameplay. The other day, I actually put together a Lego Minecraft with everybody before I started playing on the server. I'm playing on the Aestheticraft server with Aspera and with Cinder, and I'll be producing. I'm currently in the works of producing my first episode of my first season on a set of craft.
Nice. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Grim, who are you?
Well, I am Grim Monolith. I am the editor and content advisor for Veridark and Darktide Enterprises. I am also a real-life astronomer, yes. And I am one of the main hosts, soon to be over... Stars. Yeah, I do know them stars. And I am soon to be one of the main hosts on a few different shows on the Titans Table vodcast channel, which is the sister channel to Darktide Enterprises, and I'm sure you're going to see all of us over there. So that is me.
Awesome. And what about you, Asfara? Who are you?
I'm apparently the last person to get to speak tonight. This is special. I get to say the most. I'm cut off.
Yeah, you have free reign. Go ahead.
Don't worry, Cinder and I will interrupt you every 3 seconds.
That's okay. We're used to it.
No.
Yep. No. I am a game store owner who's currently in the, trying to open my game store back up again, but apparently Wizards of the Coast has decided to cut off all communications with me after cutting me off on the 27th with less than a month notice. Yeah, fuck that company.
What's up with that? I don't get.
Tell us how you feel.
You're in need. You're an in-need small store, small business owner who could use some help. We want to help them. We say we want to help them, but then they're like, no communicado.
No, because I'm too small. I'm not one of these corporatized companies that Wizards wants to give all of that venture capital. Oh. That money they were supposed to give out to the small stores. But back to me. Enough about shitheads of the coast.
You're not the premier level. You didn't put $15,000 into a new banking system.
You can't get a cookie making system. Yeah. If I'm gonna make cookies, it's gonna be in Minecraft. At least then they fucking taste good.
You can taste cookies in Minecraft now? What?
Hey,
it's called television.
I like the smell-o-vision. It's true.
You do, not until someone farts on you.
That's disgusting.
But seriously, I've been in the industry since '93. I started pre-alpha for pre-testing the game. I'm a resident expert of nothing. I know nothing. I just very opinionated and think I know more than I should.
I mean,
I would never consider myself an expert.
Everybody in the world, though. I mean, you can say that about anyone.
I mean, the only thing I'm an expert at is being an asshole. So yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, that's a good thing, though, right?
You're just born with
it gets people to just stop talking.
10 minutes in and I'm still going. Wow, this is special. Oh wait.
All right, so I think.
By the way, what 2020 couldn't get any worse. Godzilla is in the background.
Oh, I saw a picture of the Eiffel Tower with the Eye of Sauron over it, and it's like 2020 couldn't get any worse. You fought.
You know what? I'm actually excited about one of the Godzilla cards, only because I'm a big fan of Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm excited about a couple of them.
Because it looks badass.
Yeah.
I would like originality in my game, not just cut and paste from some other genre. Oh wait, that's
King. Are you ordering a Japanese box? Because that's the only way you're getting the Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, I already have one on order.
Yeah,
so
no.
just for everyone's sake watching, why don't we start with someone? Maybe Cinder, explain what's going on with the Godzilla cards.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, there are 19 total Godzilla cards that have been reskinned for Magic the Gathering upcoming set of Ikoria. 15 of them are available through box toppers, collector boosters. One of them is the buy a box promo, and 3 of them are Japanese only 1 in 12 packs in a Japanese booster box.
Yep.
So worthless.
Yeah, and the buy a box promo does not have an alternate art. It is the only version of that promo card in a Godzilla skin.
Oh my god, I figured it out. WotC's heard about the toilet paper shortage.
They did.
So just for a little bit of context for people watching, there was supposed to be the new Godzilla movie that was supposed to release around this time, and I think, and I'm sure a lot of you kind of realized it as well, that this set was probably supposed to coincide with the new movie coming out, so it's like some cross promotion, but Wizards of the Coast is not holding the set back, even though the movie is not coming out until November. So I think that they were supposed to coincide, but unfortunately, with
they can't hold it back.
Right, with everything happening, the scheduling just got mixed up, and they're not going to be released at the same time.
And the thing is that's Toho's problem though, and Paramount's issue, because movie companies do this all the time. They'll give you a date and they'll give you an expected time, and then they say we're going to do it on that time, and they're like, hey, you know what, looking at the atmosphere and the current climate of things, people will get pissed if we don't do some edits, so we're going to hold it back for 3 months. I mean, look at what they did with Star Wars, but Star Wars...
Yeah, they had to edit the gas mask into Godzilla.
Yeah.
But basically, I mean...
I'm sorry.
The thing is...
Just three into the sun now is Farah.
I did notice,
you can find the Corona that way.
I need to
see.
But
at least we do have to say that these Godzilla cards do coincide with the Godzilla movies that have recently come out. The good one, the newer American live action ones that have come out recently.
Yes.
Over the last 5 years. I mean, Mothra matches up exactly. So does the egg and stuff like that. So, I mean, it makes sense. So does the three-headed dragon guy from the last one. It all matches up pretty well with that stuff, which kind of excites me. And at the same time, it's like, okay, you guys could have done, instead of releasing it like you did in a full set, you could have said, we're going to do Ikoria, but as a specialized release. They could have removed all those from the pools.
Right.
And said, well, okay, now all these special edition cards are going to be released with Toho's release of the movie in November, and they could have done a special lair drop, and it would have been pretty badass.
They should have done it as a secret lair, in all honesty.
Yeah, I think that would have been okay in this situation.
Yeah, and they could have done a full play set of each of the Godzillas, on each of the other cards. You could have done play set build outs and stuff of it. It would have been really cool for a special lair drop in November. It'd been an ultimate Christmas gift. It would have been an ultimate December Christmas gift.
Are all of these artworks available in Arena? I understand that they're available in MTGO, but they're all available.
The new bundle that you buy on Arena comes with 10 Godzilla styles.
10 though? I think that isn't there 20?
Yeah.
There's 19.
So they want you to buy 2?
No, you get all the same.
Oh, okay.
They haven't released all the other ones. I bet you anything they're going to cost us gold, or more than likely gems. They're going to want
probably
real money for that stuff.
Yeah.
I guess
pre-order the stupid 50 pack thing.
The pre-order's not even worth it. I mean, because that pre-order, are you talking about just the packs, or are you talking about the? Don't get me started about the game part.
The 50
Mastery
for 50 pack pre-orders are pretty good.
Those are usually good, yeah.
It's
the 50 for 50 is good.
The 50 for 50 with the pet and everything else, like the 2 bundles. If you buy them all, you get 10 Godzilla styles for Arena and all this other stuff. When it comes down to styles,
how much do they want for that package?
It's all together $100.
It's all together. They want $100 for the mastery package, the special edition. They haven't even revealed the one avatar. They only showed us the one if you buy both of them together.
Yeah, they haven't released everything yet.
And then now they've reduced what you get in the Mastery Pass. So people that jumped on the pre-order right away are asking for refunds because of what they've taken away from the new Mastery Pass too.
You've lost a ton of gold and you've lost a ton of gems.
Yeah. The only thing I'd be interested in the 50 for 50. I wouldn't want anything else. I just want to pay the 50, get the 50 packs. Hell with the Mastery Pass. That is a waste of money.
The pet looks like living hell. The benefit of buying the Mastery Pass is worthless. You get nothing out of it. They basically said, "Hey, come on over here, pay us, our $36 or our $50 for this thing. We'll give you the 10 levels and bend over, please."
Right. Yeah, basically.
All in all, with the Godzilla stuff,
but they were overly generous with the Theros Mastery Pass, so we owe them.
Yeah, that's the way they spun it.
Yeah.
You know what? It was nice that you guys were quote unquote overly generous with the Theros Mastery Pack. It's because you guys were one-upping the packs before that and the packs before that, because those are all quote-unquote overly generous as well. Now you guys need to be making money. You don't want to be giving out as much.
Right.
It's all about the greed, baby.
The whole Godzilla, it's all about the greed. I think all in all, the whole Godzilla thing is unoriginal. I think that making Godzilla cards like extra in a special pack, and in Magic the Gathering, some of these special packs are called secret layers that have alternate art cards, would be just fine, and have a Godzilla secret layer, like they said, just like they did the My Little Pony cards. You know,
I agree.
They did the My Little Pony cards, something I would never buy, but they did that in a special pack. Do the Godzillas.
Agreed.
Right.
In a special pack, and then, like you guys said, they could have held those back and still release Ikoria. You know, everything in a Magic the Gathering set should be original, even if it's based upon something in mythology or something in video games, whatever it is, but it should be original.
Right.
And this is completely and utterly unoriginal to put this in an actual set. I think it's cool to do little crossover promotions, but let's keep it separate from the actual set. They didn't do that, and they screwed up. I think it's a huge screw up.
You know what?
There's a reason why this is the newest thing. Why they're adding in Godzilla. Why these new cards that were just spoiled today are in this set. And part of it is this set has been shoehorned in between Theros and Zendikar, where it was never supposed to be. This was something that was years out, and now they've taken a whole bunch of slush art. They've taken mechanics that were never fully developed or designed, and rushed this set to put it together because they took away a set that was supposed to be for Throne of Eldraine.
Yeah.
And the Godzilla, the box toppers, all of this is just to try and market because they know this set's going to sell poorly.
The thing is they knew it was going to sell poorly even before we got hit with COVID. I mean, they knew it was going to sell poorly, and they weren't even doing anything about it then. But now they can blame the whole set failure on, but it's a win-win for them.
Right.
Yep.
We can have a crappy set and say, well, the bad turnout was because, people weren't coming out of their homes at all.
Before we start talking
for
about
them, they win on this.
Before we start talking about the land cycle, I just overall, what do you guys think about this? The overall impact on Arena. How are these cards going to affect Arena? A lot of them going to be played in Arena. I know we haven't seen them all, but we've seen a lot of them. So it's like I look back at it and I'm thinking, are these cards designed for Commander and Arena and kind of like do nothing for Standard whatsoever, or are they even shitty for Arena?
The companion mechanic is horrible for Arena because you can't use it in Brawl.
Right.
First off.
Yep.
You can only use it in Standard in Arena. And that takes out part of your sideboard. The mutate mechanic feels like it was meant for Arena and not for paper.
I mean, yeah, I agree. So far
mutate seems complicated and hard to use, and I don't see how. I see that's going to be a whole mess. Arena.
Mutate is bestow on crack, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Mutate's what happens when a wizard says, "How can we make something better? Let's revisit this set." Oh wait.
Yeah.
What?
Mutate is so confusing. Mark Rosewater himself messed it up compared to the video that they released.
Yeah, he had said it wrong, and he was trying to explain what mutate was, and he didn't explain it right. That's for sure.
I just hope that whoever
so horribly wrong.
Yep.
I just want to say I hope that whoever all the programming teams that work on Arena, I hope they understand mutate a bit better than Mark Rosewater did.
I agree.
Because if they didn't, we're fucked. The game is screwed. Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Basically.
So, I don't know. What's your overall thoughts, Asfera? The whole set in general of what we've seen, but without even talking about the lands, because I know we're going to bring up the lands in a minute, because that's a whole separate other conversation. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, very, very certainly. That's there's some cards that are in the set that are good, and they did that intentionally because it sells the set.
King,
Let Asfera talk.
I said Asfera.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's fair. It's only because you charge me too much money on Minecraft.
That's it, all right.
You play my server for free.
I'm just joking, bro.
How do you feel about the set so far, Asfara?
It's been very lackluster and not interesting. I was thinking I was gonna get a set full of big giant tentacly squiddy monsters and big giant huge creatures and find out where the Leviathan home plane was. And what do I get? Mecha Godzilla fucking a moth sideways.
I think that the set actually has some unique monsters in it. To be fair.
I mean, no, it's I lost so much faith in this set as soon as I saw Godzilla.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh my god, get some originality. I don't care if you try to cross promote with the thing you're trying to do. I play Magic to see something that I haven't seen before.
Right.
Not to see something that's on the big screen or has been played into the freaking dirt. And you're talking to somebody who absolutely loves Godzilla movies. The classic ones are great. You see the guy walking there, you watch it in high definition, you realize that you can see the rubber flapping. It's like, it's so cheesy, it's good. They didn't even give us cheese with this. They just straight up whined at us and said, here, this is what you're getting.
Yeah, I honestly was expecting...
That Vivian Wink Aspera and that whistle.
Vivian is a dude. I'm out of this one.
I actually don't think that... I don't know. I feel kind of confused and kind of mixed on the set because I do kind of agree with, like, the Godzilla thing. I just think it's cheesy. I don't think that... I want originality, not other franchises that already exist somewhere else. But at the same time, I don't think that all of the cards in the set are awful. I think that some of them, like, are okay. They're big, giant, spooky monsters, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like the set isn't good enough. At least so far, from what we've seen.
Here's my biggest thing with the Godzilla thing.
Yeah.
Godzilla, and this comes from the fact that I do a show on my channel. It's called Into the Stars. It's all about science fiction. Godzilla is science fiction. It falls into the world of science fiction. Magic the Gathering is in a world of fantasy fiction. It is not in science fiction. It's fantasy fiction rooted with a little bit of science in it.
Right.
Not the other way around. Godzilla does not pair with Magic properly. It would have been like we've been saying. It would have made sense if they did something like the My Little Ponies thing, and it was a tribute to Godzilla. That I could have got behind. But to make that as one of the primary background focuses on the set,
right?
That's really it makes everyone confused about what Magic really is.
Definitely
makes them confused.
Yeah.
Sure. So let's
this mishmash of the IPs is making it very confusing. The fact that one of the buy box promo is only printed in a Godzilla card for standard play is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
Yeah, and the thing is that card, it's Godzilla, but he has a regular Magic card name underneath of it. Where the hell's the regular Magic card?
It's not there, because he's... It's not there. You know?
Not there because
they're lazy. Not there because he's Godzilla.
They should have done with the buy a box promo 2 copies of the buy a box promo. Is what they should have done.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Godzilla and the regular card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these lands. Who wants to kind of like just run down what these lands are?
I can read off. I can read off what the lands are. Just give
Can you screen share them, Vera?
Before that, I just have to say,
I can.
If you are an investor,
yes. It will. I can screen share it over our pictures as long as the sizes. Okay, yeah. Hold
Buy
on.
what?
Make sure you're buying your first print run boxes now. Buy first print run boxes because they will have Godzilla Death Corona in them, and that card's gonna be a fucking expensive card.
King, they won't be in your first set draft boxes.
There we go. So I shared the
the
lands are on screen currently. These are the new. These are the new lands.
They're supposed to be in pre-release boxes, right?
No.
No.
What the hell did they put them in?
Collector boosters or box toppers only.
Yeah.
So basically what they have done is they have made triomes. We have a mountain plain swamp, a forest island mountain, a swamp forest island, an island mountain plains, and a plain swamp forest, and they tap for the land, and then they have enters the battlefield tapped, but they also have cycling. All of them are cycling 3. That's
basically enemy wedges.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah.
Tri-land.
Yes, why don't we go down the line? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're exactly, they're tri-lands with cycle, but they're tri-lands with cycle that have a land type, so if you're playing them in a format with fetches, you can fetch them.
Right.
You know, but Pioneer currently
gold.
doesn't have fetches, so...
They're
Yes.
basically printing EDH gold. These, let me take a guess. These are only available in the commander decks.
Nope.
No, these are the lands and stats.
These are the normal set lands.
This is what's going to actually save the set right now.
I don't think so.
The set. Because a lot of players are going to want these.
Rare?
Yeah, they're rare. Of course. They're lands.
They're the rare lands.
They're the rare land cycle, and they name them with basic land types.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I think this was a mistake from Wizards to print something like this.
Really?
I think now that they're going to this, they have ran out of ideas. These have always been speculated that maybe one day, and now that they're here, it's like, why did you have to go this far? You never had to print these in the first place. We've got so many more dual lands that do the same thing, and it's just really unfortunate that they've had to go this route to print these.
We got dual lands that are better. I mean, these tri-lands are searchable, yes, but they enter tapped.
Right.
They enter tapped and they cycle for 3. And the thing is, there's no Amulet of Vigor in Standard, so it's not like they're coming to play untapped.
Nobody cares about Standard.
That's the thing, right?
Nobody cares about Standard.
They don't. And the thing is, they will be good in Commander. They'll be hawked around for Commander. They'll be popular for that. But outside of Commander, these cards aren't going to be valuable. They're not going to be played regularly in Modern. They're too slow.
How much are the Battle Bond lands?
The what?
Battle Bond.
Ooh, I'll check that actually.
Yeah. They should have done the Battle Bond lands. They should have done all 10 of them. They should have done all 10 of the Battle Bond lands in this. Since we have Partner.
So it's fair. If you don't think that these are going to save the set, or...
I don't think they're going to save the set. I just think that all the Commander players are going to scoop up all the foil copies. All the regular players will get the non-foil copies, and in a year's time, when the set's been printed to oblivion, all the speculators will buy up what's left.
Right.
I mean, and there's only 3 of them. Unless they make the other 3, it doesn't complete the cycle. So it's not like your Commander decks are going to get busted.
Yeah, there's only 5.
They have to complete the cycle now, because I can tell you right now, this is 1,000% printed because of Commander. This set is Commander the Gathering. It is not a standard issue Magic set.
It's not even a.
I love Commander.
Set. It was wedged in between 2.
Like, I absolutely love Commander, and this set is literally just how many Commander cards can we print to the set to try to make money? Oh crap, we can't run a pre-release, and the Commander players aren't going to show up because they were doing all the Commander decks with it. How can we make all our money? Oh wait, saved by the big box stores.
Yeah.
When was this set announced? I know we keep talking about how shoehorned in. But last year they couldn't. So even last year, are we saying that it was shoehorned in?
Yeah, they put up an article that says they did it.
This was shoehorned in 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When they did the set design. The set was designed and pre-tested 2 years ago.
Right.
Why? What was their thinking?
Because
they were originally supposed to have 2 sets for Throne of Eldraine. They pushed Throne of Eldraine together, moving up a set, creating this void. This set wasn't completely hushed out.
This was supposed to be our fall set.
Yeah.
Anybody notice that Narset has a bulge?
She does have a bulge. She does have a fucking bulge. On all her pictures, she's got a fucking bulge.
I don't know. The alternate art of Narset looks like Mulan.
Oh my god, don't get me started on that shit.
She's gonna make a man out of you.
That's where I'm looking at saying, if I'm that's
so they gave us new ultimatums.
Being bought out by Toho. If they get thrown up for sale, and they get bought, and it's Toho, I'm done. I'm walking.
I'm kind of hoping
I'm
hoping Kotaku buys them, just insult to injury.
They're broke.
I know.
Yeah.
That just tells you how low this IP is.
They are younger millennials, or younger what generation, whatever generation that is. They are the younger ones that don't understand how to manage money, so they probably would pay something like that.
Probably.
And not even be, oh fuck it, we're just gonna buy them.
Yeah. Probably.
We're gonna take out these loans. We're gonna get some venture capital.
The world, boys and girls.
Yeah, I mean...
So out of all the other cards in the set, does anyone else have any notables that they think are... We talked about Godzilla, we talked about the land cycle.
I mean, that was spoiled.
Leave the Stampede looks amazing.
Out of the cards that were spoiled, one of the ones that caught my eye is the blue-green guy that...
Kananen?
Huh?
Kanan?
The boner prodigy?
I think so. He's the one that gives he's the one that gives
guys
mana producing or non-land mana producers.
I don't think he heard you, Rob.
That's kind of funny because you say boner prodigy, and if you look by the right hand, kind of in the silhouette in the background, it looks like they pinned in a penis.
Well, that's all I see when I see the card. When I read the name, I'm like,
yeah, but now look at the art just on the cape.
What was the one behemoth's name is like, I'm the best. It sounds like it's I'm the best. I'm like, oh
not sure.
It's
I didn't see that card.
It's one of the enemy wedge leader monsters, and he's kind of like the best of them all kind of type. The name is just so stupid.
Is it in the commander or the main set?
I don't know. I think it might be the main set.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Aether Hub just covered him.
Oh, that doesn't help.
You act like we follow Aether Hub.
Yeah, that's our favorite channel. King! That's our favorite
Aether Hub. He's pretty good, ultimately.
He's not bad. He's pretty good.
Well, his video popped up and I saw the name of the character.
Apex of the Hunt, Apex of Wishes, Apex of Death, Apex of Thunder, and Apex of Forever.
That one. I think it was the Apex of Forever. I'm like,
Brokos?
I'm the Apex of the
the Brokos? Because he's Brokos?
Brokos. I'm Brokos. I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
Because woke.
It's like the best statement for a Magic card. I'm so fucking broken, I'm called Brokos.
What's
your name, Brokos? How good are you?
Card.
Brokos?
I haven't seen it.
I don't know, man. Snapdeck seems pretty out there. Snapdeck.
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god, I'm Snapdax.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Did I do that too well?
Oh no.
I had to laugh that Wachi was like, and we printed this card, but it's immediately banned and everything.
Yep.
That's
like,
fucking
these are
annoying.
the fucking otter. Everyone's been looking for an otter, and you guys print the most broken fucking card as an otter, an elemental otter. And
so how many cards? How many cards have been banned?
Well, we've got one card. The otter has been banned. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if all the commander cards or all the companion cards do get banned from EDH eventually.
I hope so.
Oh my god, that card fucking comes out. It's the first card ever in the history of Magic cards to ever be banned and everything before it even fucking gets out into people's
So,
hands.
I'm sorry, I really hate
stopped
that.
following ban lists because I'm just used to it happening all the time.
Yeah,
I hate that. They literally ban cards before they even come out. How
that's actually
dumb is that?
It's happened before. There's a card called Maze of Ith that was restricted before the set was even released.
But that was restricted. You could only use one.
Yes, but restricting it automatically banned it in standard because back then, if a card went on the restricted list, it immediately
right.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it was Type 1 and Type 2, and if a card came out on the restricted list for any reason, it was automatically banned in Type 2.
Yeah.
So, Maze of Ith is the first card ever printed that was banned before it was released to the public.
But
Right.
I mean, if you look at this one, like this is the card that this is the one that like top. That's the cake. This is the cake topper to that Maze of Ith because it got banned in Commander, it got banned in Standard, it's banned in everything. They're
Right.
like, it's too fucking powerful. I'm like, then why the fuck do you guys not catch this 2 years ago when you fucking developed it?
Right. Exactly.
Here's the biggest thing right now.
What the fuck does he do that he's so banned? I didn't even read the half the set because I'm just
He's
so not
fucking
interested.
Powerful.
And if you take a look at the art style, it looks like they kind of ripped off Mesoamerican art.
They did because of Vivian.
Well,
Vivian's like
and here's
Native
the other
American and
things.
African American.
LGSs were told to sell Challenger decks ASAP. Sell them all out as soon as you can. They were supposed to be on sale on the 3rd They received their product before that, and Wizards of the Coast said, sell them now. Get rid of them as soon as possible. And I think now, after seeing a lot more of the spoilers in the set and how broken they're making cycling, the Fires of Invention is going to be top of the list for a banning when this set drops.
Yeah, nobody cares about Standard.
I don't necessarily think that. I think there are people that do care about Standard, but just not as many as maybe that should care about Standard.
You know who cares about Standard the most are your pros and your people who are competitive level players.
Right, people who can make money off of it.
Yes.
Question. How does Wizards expect anyone to sell out their Challenger decks? I'm confused. Most stores have been closed for at least 2 weeks.
I know.
Am I the only one taking a look at this?
Guys.
Am I the only one looking at the art and saying the art is very flat?
It's very flat.
I haven't seen too much of the art.
I'm
going to look
all
now,
the
though.
art. It's very flat. It's very all the same. It's something I could get a high schooler to do for me, cookie cutter in art class.
A lot of it looks like splash art.
I think the Seb McKinnon arts, the Mythos, look amazing. His art always looks top notch.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm just going through as a base look, going across row after row after row, just looking at the art. Because the art is the first thing I do.
Go look at the alternate art comic book style. I'm not a big fan of the comic book alternates for this set. It's a different, unique way, but ultimately, to me, no.
I was Cinder. They're not that good. They don't look that good.
I'm really disappointed with the Phoenix that they put out.
The only thing I've liked is Seb McKinnon stuff, and that's because he's an on par Magic artist who understands old school Magic.
I'm gonna be so I like the Seb McKinnon art, obviously. Seb McKinnon's a great artist, but I also really like the legendary creatures like the Cat Beast, like Kahira, the Orphan Guard, and then like the Wellspring, and then we have like the Elemental Fox. I think that those arts look good. They all feel very cohesive, but I just looking at like the Godzilla cards and then looking at these, it's just there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference.
Big space.
And I understand that the Godzilla cards are supposed to be like special edition. They're supposed to be like these great cards, but like it doesn't feel good in my opinion. And does anyone else like the Fire Prophecy card that looks like the freaking Eye of Sauron? I mean, get original.
It's silly. It's silly.
Get original. Like, come on.
It looks like the Eye of Sauron, and it's their Chandra reference. That's all.
Yes. It's like, how many times can you do, like, the same vibe over and over? Like, this set feels like Ixalan, in my opinion. I feel like...
No, this set feels like a return to Tarkir.
Yes, Tarkir's a good one, too. It just feels very, like, we've seen this before, and I'm sick of it. I think the Colossification is the best card, the giant fucking cat that's destroying everything.
Vera, did you see the alternate art of Colossification?
I haven't yet, no.
It's in the bundle. It's the bundle version.
Oh, shit, is it? Damn it. Guys, I'm going to start a GoFundMe for a bundle.
What do you mean by bundle? You mean
nothing. Like, I haven't played Magic in over a month because of coronavirus. I'm desperate to play Magic, and even this set doesn't interest me I don't want to brew around this. There's nothing in this I've seen yet that I want to brew. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is the first set in history I haven't found a single card in yet that I want to brew around.
Cinder, I also don't see the alternate art. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying as far, because it's true. I mean, this set, it looks cool in a way, but it looks very just generic, and the mechanics just don't feel very... I don't know, I'm not into it yet.
Artifact is good.
The Ozolith isn't as good as you think it is. It isn't as good as you think it is.
Right.
Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put them. That's a trigger. So the trigger is a delay trigger that goes on the stack to remove them.
Yeah.
Right? Then they appear in the graveyard. At that point in time, the counters would be removed. It's not prior to leaving the graveyard. You have to finish completing the action you were doing, which would be an SBA.
No, it's not for enter the graveyard stuff. It's for blinking.
I don't even care about the blinking. I'm just going over the whole aspect of everybody's like, oh my god, this is so good for Undying and so good. It's not. It does not work
for Undying.
It does not work with them.
It removes it prior to enter the graveyard.
Incorrect.
No.
It's a triggered. It is a triggered. No, it is not a replacement. It is a triggered.
Hold on.
How about we?
That's not the official ruling by Wizards. They said
then Wizards is dumb because it's a triggered ability.
Yeah, they said it's not.
How do you trigger it? How do you activate it? It is not a replacement effect. It is a triggered ability. Therefore, the trigger would go on the stack to remove it. At which point, when it enters the graveyard, last zone information would kick in and the counters would be removed. But because it's already entered into the graveyard with the Undying counters, the Undying mechanic can only trigger if there are no counters on it of the chosen type. Otherwise, go look at all the older rulings, unless they go back and erase those. Those cannot be, like, they're just retconning to make the card better than it is.
So what are we debating? If it's a trigger or not?
It is an whenever is a triggered ability. Triggered ability doesn't have the trigger doesn't instantaneously appear on the stack. You complete all the actions, you get what's referred to as a delay trigger. At which point in time, when the card's in the graveyard, the trigger goes onto the stack fully.
Yeah.
Right. Because moving to the graveyard is a state-based action. Anything that would put a card into the graveyard.
And you guys were saying Undying, and it says Undying will not trigger if the creature died with a +1/+1 counter.
Is that what the official card ruling is?
Oh, what?
Is that the official card ruling for that artifact?
That's what I'm seeing because I just looked it up and that's what I'm seeing.
Will not trigger because the trigger does not resolve until the card is already in the graveyard. At which point in time, the Undying and the Persist cannot trigger because they're in the graveyard with the counters. Then they cease to exist. But this says, hold on, last out information, give me those counters.
The big thing I'm mostly concerned about with this card is blinking.
Blinking's fine. I think it's going to be great for blink decks. In fact,
you run a blue-black zombies in Modern with this card in it. It makes Undying work because now you've removed the counters off of it when you blink it and it dies.
Right.
That's all fine and dandy, but we're going into Modern and everything like that. I think Uzlith will have its place in a lot of other decks, but I don't think it's going to shake Standard up that much when it comes down.
Agreed.
You know what's going to shake Standard up is the fact that people are going to be confused over Evergreen fucking token or Evergreen freaking counters. Evergreen counters. Seriously. Like, why WotC?
Oh, the whole tokens? The whole thing with the Evergreen? Well, the Evergreen token. They're Evergreen tokens. Yeah. I agree with what you said about the Evergreen tokens. It's very confusing. It's going to confuse people in Standard. We'll see how it's implemented in Arena. I guess we have to kind of wait and see with more stuff coming out because how long until everything is spoiled? Because this set
spoils. Is it tomorrow or is it the 12th?
Yeah, this set releases fully on Arena and MTGO in a couple days.
Yes, on the 15th, I want to say.
Yeah. When does it release for the stores to run their pre-release? Oh,
maybe.
Right. On MTG, on Arena and MTGO, it releases April 16th, and then May 16th or 17th is the physical card release, the paper release.
Right. And with that, I think that's a good segue to talk a little bit more about the game store health and what WotC has been up to, or just any company trying to support game stores, be it tabletop or video games. But hey, as far as WotC goes, I had left this all on Discord for you, but they had put out an article saying if 70% of all WPN Wizards Play Network stores get their F&Ms onto Arena, they will double everyone's allotment of free product that they were going to send out to try and support the stores.
Here, help us take all of your business away. We'll give you free crack.
Wait, what are they doing?
So, you know how they were giving away they had announced they were giving away free mystery boosters. Yeah, case or whatever it is. They put out another announcement saying that if 70% of all WPN stores get their F&Ms onto Arena, they will double the allotment to all stores of the free product, the free mystery booster.
How do they get it onto the freaking Arena?
Well, the whole F&M on Arena thing they're doing.
Do you guys? Okay, how about I read what they said really quickly? Do you guys want me to read it real quick?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Read
it. It says let's double everyone's mystery booster allocation. Here's on the WPN team. We've been amazed and humbled by how LGSs have navigated the COVID-19 crisis. We've seen stores running remote tournaments with nothing more than smartphones popped up on bundles. We've seen stores running 70-player FNMs, even with no store to host them. We've seen a whole new infrastructure emerge. And then they start with, to end that, we've launched a series of initiatives that we hope will help. We humbly regard each as a part of a broader LGS relief project, which we hope you'll accept as one piece of your own mitigation plan. Today we're going to provide more details on some previously announced efforts. And then it says, last week we announced plans to deliver an allocation of mystery boosters totaling 5 MM in retail value. I don't know what 5 MM
5 million. 5 million.
Right, but so it says 5 MM.
What is MM?
Yeah.
Like, is it
I don't know. 5 multi-million.
Multi-million.
Yeah. In retail value, apportioned out to every WPN member with no action required on your part, and we want players to know that if they want to pick up a piece of the reprint, 100% of the proceeds will go to their LGS. They talk a little bit about how their priority is to protect the integrity of Magic's social infrastructure and WPNs and its member stores, and seeing them thrive and healthy on this other side of the crisis. And they say, with that in mind, we will double each WPN member's mystery boosters allocation if 70% of WPN members complete one or more of the following and report it to us by April 30th, which is promote and run a remote Magic event either via webcam or Magic Arena, or promote and accept Ikoria pre-orders on your online sales platform.
What if they don't have an online sales platform? Like, seriously, some stores don't.
Then you have to run and promote a Magic event on Arena or via webcam. And if you don't, then you're not part of that 70%.
But remember, but King, what about, like, they put out an article like weeks ago when this whole thing started saying, hey everyone, set up a Discord, set up a Facebook group, start organizing FNMs on Arena. You can charge an entrance fee now. They lift the ban on charging entry fees, and they lift the ban on being able to run arena tournaments. This has been going on for weeks. Like, I'm in the Discords for multiple stores that are in the Boston area where they're running, FNMs, they're running historic tournaments, they're running all these tournaments per week. So they've been doing this for a little while, but now Wizards is saying, like, hey, if you do this, we're going to give you even more free product. But all in all, and we said this last time, we've said this a bunch of times, that at the end of the day, pushing everyone to Arena and not giving more paper incentives other than we're going to double your mystery booster allotment. Right. They need to give paper incentives to the actual players, the individual players, not just the stores.
Mm-hmm. Right.
To really make this matter.
Player but really rewards.
They're really
rewards to come back, and it needs to be doled out at the store level.
Yeah,
no,
and
they're not offering,
or at least send home or something. Send home to your house like it was. They need to offer paper rewards, paper products to the players and not just the stores. So saying like, hey, so they're giving the stores incentive to try and get the players in, but other than the prize pools that the stores are offering, Wizards themselves is not giving players incentives to go to Arena other than to play Arena. And at the end of the day, what is this doing? This is just kind of pulling more people away from paper and pulling them towards digital, which is really what Wizards wants in the end anyway. So this is just, as we said before the stream, hastening the end of paper and physical products in general and pushing everyone towards digital distribution and digital collectible card games.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing interesting about Arena. Can I build my favorite commander deck there? No. Can't even build it on Moto because half the cards I want don't exist there.
They haven't put them on.
Every card is available in Moto. Every card. Moto has every card on it. It's just they cost money.
Right. It's very different than Arena.
Like, what is the point? Like, what about stores like mine where 90% of what was going on, 99.9% of what was going on was Commander? Not a single one of my customers would be interested in this program.
Right.
Right, because Arena does nothing for you.
They're going to have to give free ventilators.
Yeah, most definitely.
Thank you.
So
thank you. Hold on, guys. Thank you, Doc, for the $10 donation. He says they are going to have to give free ventilators.
You know.
Oh, okay. That was hilarious. When that popped up on screen, I'm watching it on another screen, and it's right on his forehead, and it looks like he's thinking about
Oh, that was good. Okay.
It just popped up on my screen. That's great.
Good. Thank you for the donation again, Doc. Thank you. Yeah, LGS is...
Doc Kim 77?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the other Doc.
Wrong Doc.
But it's so true. Because I want to hear from a Sphere about this most of all, and the reason being is because he had an LGS that was commander driven, right?
Yep.
He made his money off Commander. His players were Commander. What does doing anything on Arena do for you?
Well,
It drives people out of my store into their pocket, so that Wizards makes all the money and the LGS is effed. But Wizards of the Coast has been striving for several years how to make more money off this game. And now they've figured out how to capitalize on 100% of the profit. Because I'm telling you right now, it costs them jackrabbits to ship this product to stores. The mystery product is already starting to lose a lot of its luster, although the box prices are pretty high. But people don't realize that 90% of the print run is sitting at distributors right now who can't ship it because they're not allowed to ship to people's homes. They can only ship it to the business. And all distributors are considered non-essentials, so they're not allowed to ship. I can tell you right now, my distributor isn't shipping right now.
Right.
Yep.
I asked one of my LGS, actually a couple of them, on the price of the mystery booster boxes. I was getting back $200. They just announced 2 days ago a drop of $25 on the box.
I just out of the case that the store that I was being given for the freebies, I picked up 2 of them. I pre-ordered for 2 of them for $100 a box.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm Canadian prices, by the way.
Oh yeah. You're Canadian.
Yeah.
Nookie cook.
Oof.
The lucky cock.
So what?
I mean, I'm from northern Michigan. I'm from enough of northern Michigan that I could technically be like a half American Canuckian.
King, we don't want you as Canadian. Come on. Now.
Okay, that's fine, so don't go a boat there.
What could a company like WotC? I got a question for the entire panel. What could a company like Wizards of the Coast, like Hasbro, like Asmodee, or even Konami, or Fantasy Flight, what could these companies do, and what should they be doing to help save these damn tabletop stores, which are 50% of them are going to be wiped out by the summer, because we know that, say, 30% won't open. I'm just going to throw some numbers. Say 30% won't even reopen after coronavirus in, still about a month. We've got a month go on the shutdown, right? So,
in all honesty, they got to wait until this is all done and said, and then reassess it from there.
What they should have done was held off on the release of everything, or if they're going to sell stuff and do it direct and or via Magic Arena, they should have had people pick their LGS and distributed 25% of the money gained from their customers going to them into a pot to pay out when this ends and stores can open back up as a cash payment to help them pay their bills and get back in business. Because we're sending our customers directly to give them money, they should kick back to the LGS. It's not too much to ask, and they don't care.
Now, with the shutdowns, I gotta say, it's nothing to do with WotC. They sell their product, yes. They're the local businesses, but that's for the government level to help them out, to get them off their feet at this point. I think going forward, WotC is going to have to step up and help these businesses through, because if they want them to keep them in the WPN.
Cinder, the small business loans just got frozen today again.
No, I gotta say something else. If you go, this is worse than that. If you put the word collectible or gaming on a loan application, it's
the loan applications are going through the government. It doesn't matter.
It does matter because the government doesn't recognize collectibles as a legitimate business. It is a secondary
because
market.
they recognize it as a local small business.
They do not recognize it as a business, period, because they don't.
On the small business.
You pay taxes on it. It's a small business.
In your mindset, you are correct. Go file the paperwork. I've tried. They rubber stamp you red check mark. No, you're too risk. And it all stemmed back to the coin collecting industry and the baseball card collecting industries of the 70s through the 90s. So much assets were wiped out as those businesses failed that no bank and no government institution will touch anything with the word collectible on it. Hallmark can't even get federal loans.
Nope, and that's the truth, because I had two local businesses that applied per my insistence, and they were denied. They're denied their funding.
Absolutely, King. I was going to back you up, and as fair, I'm going to back you up on this because having owned a couple stores myself, I am still, as we know, I'm still in a lot of contact with owners across the country, and I'm in a couple Facebook groups where people like to complain. Yep. I can tell you right now, in the last couple days, I have seen a lot of the some of these bigger stores that carry Magic, they're not getting refused. I've seen a couple that have actually gotten the loans. I have seen so many people saying, denied, I was 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 denied. Yep. I've seen it over and over and over and over in these groups. And now I saw this morning people posting, I can't even apply.
Nope, can't apply now. Well, not just that, but this afternoon, the Senate wanted to push through an update to the small business loan allotment. They said it's not enough money. 350,000 is not enough. We don't need to make a change. It's not a change, just a change in the money amount. Let's add another $250,000 onto that. And the minute they did that, all the Democrats pushed through in the Senate. They denied it. They said, no, not without additional concessions. We want more money for this. We want more money for these social reasons. And Mitch McConnell's literal response was, we are not asking for us to rewrite the thing. We're asking for the funding I'm literally asking you to erase 350 and write in 600 instead.
It's 250 million. It was 250 billion and change it to 600 billion, and it was cock blocked. Small businesses are getting wrecked over the coals because we don't contribute enough.
You know how
that's their philosophy.
The one store in my local area that got his small business loan, who was primarily Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. You know how he got his loan? He got his loan because he also sells non-collectible items like baseball, not memorabilia. He sells baseball jerseys or clothing. And he can mark that down legitimately and legally as clothing, and he applied it as that. So he got denied when he said he was a small card collectible shop. They denied him the first time. He reapplied and said, well, I sell plush dolls and I sell T-shirts.
When you apply for a loan, you apply against your trackable assets. A trackable asset is something that is considered that you have purchased and has a wholesale cost, and therefore if it has a wholesale cost, you can back against it. They do not touch collectibles because singles, other odds and ends associated with it do not they in their initial state have a wholesale background, but once they get into the secondary market and flip hands and become something new, they lose all tangible ties to their original value.
He said the biggest problem he had is when he first applied and they asked him, like, how do you sell cards? Are they sealed boxes you buy from the distributor? You're selling them sealed or individual packaging, and that stuff they were okay with. But the minute he said, I need a loan based off of the first time, he said, well, no, it's that, and then I also have this much value, even though it's assessed at this available value for insurance purposes of individual sale cards and stuff. They're like, nope, sorry, we can't cover that. But and his representative said, if you reapply in this manner and you put down that you sell clothing and you sell sealed product,
clothing and apparel,
then you're good. Yep, clothing and apparel, sealed products, you're okay.
Well, King, as fair everyone, he's lucky he got it in because no one can get him in right now. Yep. And I think that politically there's a lot of disconnect. I don't want to get into I don't want to get into it's this politician or it's this side or it's that side. There's a lot of disconnect.
It's just the fact that now they're playing games on politics and playing.
I want to throw out one more thing, one more problem that these businesses are having, and this has to do with insurance companies. And I know we're not a business podcast, but we are talking about these stores trying to survive. And a lot of these businesses, especially the big ones, I should say the big ones, not a lot of them, but a lot of the big ones had payroll insurance, catastrophic payroll insurance. Okay. And now they're going to, now a lot of them are going and applying to make good on their payroll insurance. Payroll insurance that some of them have been paying for 15, 20, 10 years, whatever. They've never had to use it because they've never had a problem. And do you know what the insurance company lawyers are doing right now? They are turning the midnight oil, dissecting the wording of every single agreement that they have written to not honor or pay anything. The insurance companies across the board are denying payroll reimbursement right now. They are not paying it out.
The only thing that's actually been a good thing for small businesses is actually the SBA doing the COVID disaster relief funding, because that is not based on what type of business you have. It's just based on, do you have a business? I do. Was it affected by a natural disaster? Yes. COVID's considered a natural disaster because it's considered a pandemic. Okay, you qualify. You can request a loan of anywhere from, I think, $15,000 up to $500,000, and that's it. And that's all you get covered for it. But at least the SBA, the Small Business Association, is trying to do something.
It's not a lot of money. I don't think that's enough money to keep a lot of people in business, unfortunately. But
and then they also look at your overhead too, and they say, well, you asked for $250,000. Your overhead looks like we're only going to be able to give you $100. And that might not be enough. That might not be enough for some of these businesses.
Which is a big deal. I just think it's interesting. I just want to throw it out there because I know the insurance companies are such a complicated issue. But I see people saying that, like, I had payroll insurance, and they're telling me that my payroll insurance doesn't cover this, even though I'm closed and I can't pay anyone, which is what the payroll, which is what I thought the payroll insurance was for. Now I can't even use it. Let me throw this other one at you guys. So here's one of the things that some comic book publishers are doing, and what I mean by that is independent ones, and some, I'm not talking about the big ones here, and I'm not talking about Diamond, and what some of the board game manufacturers directly have been doing. They have been saying, buy stuff from us direct. We can still ship. We can still send USPS, UPS still delivering. Come and buy a board game from us. Come and buy a comic book from us. Give us the name of the shop that you shop at, and we're going to give 25% of that sale to that shop. So, like, let's say there, and it's not the big ones, unfortunately. It's not Marvel. It's not DC. It's not Asmodee. They're not the ones doing it because they don't care. It's the small one. These smaller publishers that are still publishers are doing this, and they're telling everyone, come and buy stuff. We're gonna give no. They're Fantasy Flight's Asmodee, so they're not doing. So they're saying, come and do this. Yeah. We're gonna give 25% of all the sales to the local shop. You tell us, give us their address and their name. Boom. Don't worry, they're gonna get the 25%. Why can't the big companies do this? Why can't WotC do this?
I've been saying this for money. I've been trying to say this for a while. Wizards, aka Hasbro.
Yep.
They should be evaluating how much money were these LGSs bringing into us before, because they have all this paperwork from the distributors. I mean, you have no idea the kind of meticulous records they keep. They know the last time you farted. So that being said, they could say that the LGSs have stopped ordering this amount, order from us, tag their name, and we'll give them 25% of X. And they're not going to do it because they want the money for themselves because they're greedy SOBs. But they could do it. They choose not to. And the best thing about it is it would technically be considered a tax deduction for them. They could get the tax write-off on it.
Right. That's true.
But the truth is, I will venture to say that a minimum of 25% of all LGSs are off the books, and those are the stores that are going to be the first to close, followed by the next 25% that are running at the lowest possible tier of making money at break-even numbers. Those stores are already gone. I've seen more were permanently going out of business, and then there's the big freaking scam of buy XYZ in our company, buy store credits, help us survive, we'll pay you back later. If a store's telling you to give them to buy store credit from them instead of selling them something for store credit, right? Like, if they're trying to say, give me cash, be very wary. Look at the track record of the business.
That, I've seen quite a few local game stores do that.
Stores doing it right now.
Vera, isn't there a store there's a store near you that I know of, right?
Yes.
That has had trouble with that, isn't there?
Yes, there's a few stores in my area that have been calling them bonds.
Yeah, and if the federal government hears from them about that, they are so screwed. Because
they're saying, like, buy this store. They're calling it like a bond, like, buy this bond. They're basically trying to sell people store credit, but they're wording it differently, which is very odd in my opinion. Very odd.
Bonds have to be insured. They don't understand this.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it bond is a very tricky word to use.
Bond is a legal word that's issued. It has to do with government bonds and being bonded as an individual. Using that term means that the money is put away and locked away and has a background. Oh crap, there goes the neighborhood. Oh, it was just King swapping faiths.
Yep.
Yes, he keeps changing icons.
He's having some problems tonight, but that's fine. That's fine.
Either way,
my kiddos and wife went to bed, so
I'm not gonna say a thing about which store it is. All I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't want to name stores, but calling it a bond is very tricky.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of person to say what kind of things they're up to.
Yeah, Cinder, since you're up in Canada, interesting. What I'm interested in knowing is like, what do you see stores on Facebook or stores advertising asking for you to like PayPal them money so that they'll give you more store credit later?
No.
Have you seen that? Have not seen that?
God, no.
Because
all the stores up here are doing curbside pickup right now.
Yeah, we can't. All of ours are shut down as non-essentials.
No, they actually, believe it or not, we found out that there are stores doing curbside pickup in Mass.
They shouldn't be because Mass has deemed them non-essential.
I thought that's what I thought too.
One of the stores in my local area, you know how they were able to stay open right now? Because he also does technology, and he does technology support as a side part of the business. So he can actually keep the whole store open because technology support and technology specialists are considered essential business.
Yeah, tricky.
Yeah.
The one store that we have here actually put a video up on their Facebook page showing how they're doing curbside pickup. It's actually pretty amusing.
What are they doing? What are they?
Let me bring it up here. I will. Right there. It's only a 24-second video. I'll throw it over there for you guys in the chat for you. But
speaking a little bit about the curbside pickup,
one second, Grim. For the person in chat, yes, I do leave the live streams up, so you will be able to go and view it once we're done if you want to start back from the beginning. It will be up, so yes. Anyway, you may continue, Grim.
I threw it in our Discord there, guys.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
So, you know, I wonder how much curbside pickup is helping these small farms. Can you screen share it, Vera?
I can try. Give me 1 second. I have to bring it up.
With a hockey
stick. I wonder how much this curbside pickup is really helping these little hobby stores. And I say that because on my Facebook,
I can bring it up.
All right, go ahead.
All right, I will bring it up for you guys.
That was awesome, Cinder.
It's amazing.
He grabbed out his hockey stick and just pushes it.
Should be good on screen. Yeah, all right. Should be able to hear it. Oh no.
What? Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no.
You broke it?
Oh,
what happened?
Shit.
There it is.
You can't even fit the box in his window.
Yeah.
It's a hockey stick.
Oh no.
It's a freaking.
Oh no. It's a hockey stick and he can't even fit the box in his window.
Cindy, that's a Canadian store, all right.
Oh, yeah, it's 100%
That's a true Canadian store right there when he's using the hockey stick.
It's a hockey
Why
stick.
would he just prop the other side of the scissor legs up so he could drop it? It would roll right over to the other end.
That was great. That was I'll give him $10. I'll give him $10 for their originality.
That was
great.
That was probably the window to their bathroom or something.
Yeah, probably.
No, it's not. Their actual
probably.
store looks like a castle.
Does
it?
It's
That's cool.
amazing, their actual store.
That's pretty freaking cool, though.
Now, what I was saying is on my Facebook feed, I see, because I think a lot of these stores.
I'm going to click the link. I'm giving him a thumbs up for that.
I'm gonna give him a thumbs up too after.
I think it is pretty hilarious. Yeah, what I was saying is, I see repeatedly stores that are doing curbside pickup up in New Hampshire, because in New Hampshire, you can do curbside pickup, and being so close to New Hampshire where we are, I follow a lot of New Hampshire stores. And every day, starting at when they open at 10, there'll be a message, open for curbside pickup. 2 hours later, hey everyone, don't forget we have curbside pickup. 2 hours later, hey everyone, curbside pickup. Do it. Are you bored?
All right, I'm sharing that video on Facebook.
And every day I'll see them. And it's just like the desperation. It's like it's desperation coming out of them.
Yeah.
And
my desperation is I want to open a game store, and with COVID-19 and what's going on with Corona around the world, I don't see it being viable before September again. It's just I see so many stores are just toppling over right now.
Yeah.
Local people are actually breaking quarantine to go play in their friends' homes. I won't do it. I've got too much to lose. My life is more important to me than a game of Magic.
Sorry, I'm just looking back at the video there. Can I do something like this? Because they've got 7,600 views on this thing, and they have 16 subscribers to their channel.
Yeah, do it.
We'll figure it out.
You're
We'll set
also at a
something
high
up.
risk, though, too, aren't you?
I'm 44. I'm at moderate risk.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have a risk factor that you have to take into consideration as well. I mean, the only good
perk I have is I have an insane lung capacity and an insane immune system. Like, I haven't been really sick. Like, I need to go to the hospital sick in 20 years. But that being said, my lung capacity is about 40% higher than the average person.
Right.
Nice.
Well,
just means that it takes me 40% longer to die from this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or,
right.
or maybe that 40% extra time.
Yeah, diabetes does also increase the risk there, Devin.
So I have a question for you guys, kind of going back to Ikoria. I wanted to ask you guys this. Do you guys think that Ikoria is what players want from a Godzilla or a big monster set? Do you guys think that players...
No.
I feel the same way. I feel like there's just... Obviously, we haven't seen all of the cards yet, but I just feel it doesn't feel right in a way.
Hey, press 1 in chat if you think Ikoria is a Godzilla, is the kind of behemoth set you would like.
I personally think that it's not. For me, you should have said press 1 if you don't think it
Press
is.
2 if you don't think it's a good set.
1
How's
if
that?
you like it, 2 if you
1,
don't like it.
1 if you like it, F if it fails.
F for the fails guy.
Fails.
Or hit 3 if you really know little to nothing about Magic. There's that one too. Because we do have a large crowd that just actually likes to watch numbers. Well, we do have a large crowd, honestly, just so you guys know, that actually like to just sit and listen to us argue and yell at each other, and they don't actually care. They actually don't even care what we're talking about. Just so you know,
Yoshiki says 2.3.
Could be a 2,3, and you just missed the decimal.
I like it.
But for me, I'll just quickly say, no, I don't think this is a set that really applies to anyone. Because I think that there's really only 2 things left in Magic. I think that there's Commander and Arena. And if your card or your set doesn't really play to one of those groups,
right,
it's over. It's over. I think Magic is only 2 things now. I think it's Arena.
Yeah.
Here's a question
There's
about
2
Arena.
things left in Magic, and neither of them are the Gathering. So
I have a question.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
Even a possibility on Arena to day-to-day basis take whatever you own in your collection and build a commander deck around it?
Yes, they could do Commander on Arena. They do Brawl. They could do Commander.
The thing is they could release the Commander set that's coming out with this, and they probably will for play on Arena, and they'll be like, "Oh, we brought you all Commander."
Magic
they
the
were
distancing.
You Commander because you did Brawl.
I would consider playing the decks on Arena because I'll tell you the truth, I enjoy it. But do they have multiplayer set up, or is it 1v1?
It's 1v1.
No,
right.
That's not Commander. That's not Commander. That's French EDH, and it's garbage. It is a shit show and a half.
It's
I miss
terrible.
the old days where we used to play 60-card decks against 5 other people.
For those who don't know, French EDH, it just is multiplayer.
Competitive
it's
EDH.
Single player Commander. That's what
It's
it is.
it's
You
competitive
weren't wrong,
EDH.
Matt. You weren't wrong, Matt. Matt
So-
made a comment in chat. I didn't think Ixalan was going to be something that people wanted, and look how wrong he was. People didn't want Ixalan even after it was over. There's like 3 cards of the set that catch people's eyes.
I think that when it came out, though, after it came out, there was excitement around it.
People thought it was going to be something that was a fresh move away from the gate the Gatewatch. That's
Yeah,
the
right.
reason why they were
Pirates
hoping it was a
riding
move
dinosaurs.
from that, and they got to have pirates and dinosaurs, and that
right.
was kind of cool. But the thing is the big thing was to push that they thought it was going to be a move from Gatewatch, and then they saw that it was about Jace, and Jace being a little namby-pamby girl,
Right.
and then everyone's like, "Oh, I'm check out, buy second set tanks," because why?
Yep.
They didn't give you they completely removed your expectations and destroyed them. They stomped all over them. The only set that really hit that expectations of people wanting to move away from the Gatewatch is Theros and the one before that. Those are the only 2 sets so far that have moved away from. This is moving back towards it. I mean, look at, you saw there's the Chandra card that's in this set that pushes back to it. We haven't seen the 001 card out of the set, which is supposed to be a colorless card that is a mythic.
Yeah.
So we might see that one actually might move us towards.
And its name starts with an A, B, C, D, or E.
Yeah, and it's might be an Emrakul.
Abraxas?
Well, the speculation is the speculation is
But
that
that would
this
say
is where
that would say the moon's shattered because right now Emrakul's on a mission to the moon.
Yeah, but I mean, it shatters the storyline stuff, especially for Innistrad. But
what storyline? Have you seen the book? 159 pages of nothing.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
But the thing is like this makes it so like, okay, cool, the Emrakul's in there, so we're now going to put the whole we're going to bring Eldrazi front and forward. Great. I didn't want that. You guys are going back to Zendikar, yeah, sure, but the big thing I wanted to see is the progression with Karn and Teferi moving towards Phyrexia. I want to see a travel back to New Phyrexia. I want to see a travel back to that type of stuff because I want to see where that storyline goes. Do we discover like an Urza clone or something like that's
Right.
going to be exciting. Like the new Gatewatch, which is basically Teferi and pseudo Karn being a pseudo Gatewatch. People that are not the main 5. That's what I wanted to see. I would love to see an adventure with Karn, Teferi, and Ajani, and then they discover Elspeth. That would be freaking cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Just
Not this
return of Elspeth
whole
in any
girls
way.
are power thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Elspeth was ever. Hopefully, if they bring her back, they're not going to play it off as.
I just want my favorite Planeswalker.
I mean, according to the Theros storyline and what we've gotten from the cards, she escaped.
Right.
And she's now
My
free.
favorite Planeswalker's dead, so I'm not really vested that much into Planeswalkers these
What
days.
Walker?
Venser?
Venzer's awesome. Venser was one of the best.
Sojourner was one of the best ever. He had a great storyline. He was just good. His abilities were gross,
Yeah.
He was a good planeswalker. Well, the character development too, and the fact that he was friends with Karn, and he was the apprentice of Urza. His whole storyline is rich.
Yeah.
You do realize that if they give us Ajani, they're just gonna redo the Wizard of Oz with Ajani and like a couple of other characters, and it's gonna be a quest for the Emerald City.
That'd be freaking.
They actually side note, they actually did that in Yu-Gi-Oh. They did
Yeah, they did.
Ooh, they were
I do
called
remember that.
Cosmos. There was like Cosmos, like Farm Girl, and oh my god, like it was an insane deck. And then they also had like Star Wars. The Star Wars one was pretty fucking awesome. You had like Space Destroyer and you had like Tin Can for R2. It was awesome.
Oh my god. So you get Ajani, you get Karn, there's your Tin Can. Who's Dorothy?
Dorothy be Nissa.
Yeah, basically. Basically.
Lily. We gotta have Lily as Dorothy. Like we gotta have we have the naughty Dorothy.
Dark Dorothy.
Dark Dorothy, the naughty Dorothy.
Darth Doherty.
The superior Dorothy.
Yeah.
So hey, last kind of topic was another business topic. Because I know we veered off back to Ikoria. There was I had brought up to you guys, I think at the beginning of the week, and it was basically going back to stores, tabletop stores, talking about having to upgrade themselves to get premium level access to companies like Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I want to mention that this is just not a phenomenon from Wizards of the Coast. Games Workshop also pushes stores to do this. There's nothing out of Asmodee, which is the board game consortium, but I think the two main offenders might be Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, but
the premium level for Wizards of the Coast is useless for me. There's two. I think there's 2 stores in Canada. Period.
I will never
go out there
play in a cookie cutter store.
Yeah, let me just.
Not ever.
So the complaints I've seen, like the requirements that say WotC or Games Workshop or whatever other company requires you to do the work, the amount of work is like sometimes the amount of like $100,000.
Yeah.
Like I heard.
Just so you know, the rulings, and this is coming from working with an owner who's currently literally one step away from hitting the premium level for WotC, and he already is a premium level for Warhammer. For what is their company called?
Games Workshop.
Games Workshop. He's already a premium level like store like that with them. He's already invested in all those things. He actually has to step down as a premium level for Games Workshop because WotC's design, their store design, and the spacing that you have to have for all the shelving and everything, it literally all your stuff has to be spaced to certain inches and everything. It actually is a lot of it's counter to what Games Workshop requires for you to be premium level for them. So you have to choose one or the other.
Right.
Or do two different sections, or have a larger store with 2 different sections.
Yeah.
And his store is large, but WotC says no. WotC's rule is if you're going to be selling Magic, the whole store, 100% of it has to match all these things. Even your game, because he sells reused games and stuff, even those things have to hit certain spacing requirements. They require pictures for all of it.
Premium, in that case, premium is just a sabotage to a bit small business because
it is
causing people to space out their store means that they lose square footage of sales, which means they're paying more in retail, which means they go out of business quicker.
It's not even the spacing. It's just the fact, like, okay, if you're going to be selling, basically, it's we want you to turn your store into a cookie cutter store, and it has to look in this specific manner, and it has to represent the WotC brand, and it can't represent any other brand. We've made it so that it doesn't. They've intentionally gone. When you read the rulings on it and the requirements, it looks like WotC intentionally went through and found all of the big things, like the big no-nos for other companies, and said these. Our rule is you have to have it this way, which is a complete conflict with these other companies.
Yeah, right.
And you have it that way, or you can't be with us.
Right.
You can't even. They've gone down to the trash cans. I kid you not, the trash cans. They've gone to the trash cans and said you have to have specific trash cans that match this specific dimension, this specific height. They have to be rounded tops, and you have to be able to throw it in there.
Yeah, they're trying to unify all the stores to be a similar look. So you go in one
specific
store,
color.
It's cookie cutting, and I'm sorry, nobody wants to go play.
That's not the way a store is.
No,
if they want stores to be a franchise, they better step up and make them.
Put it this way:
Exactly.
I know somebody who just went through setting premium because they just spent $400,000 to do it. All of their display cases, everything, all of their shelving has to match exactly, which means that. And they don't want flat colors. They want patterned colors. Like, for instance, this person went with a walnut finish, which is very expensive. They weren't allowed to go all flat black or all flat white. They wanted it to have eye appeal. And I'm like, these are things that fall out of favor. Like a flat color will last an eternity. A thing with a pattern will fall out of favor in 6 months to a year as people evolve and like go, oh, this is boring.
And
like
that was the other thing they told them, because they have all their cards separated into specific all the cards alphabetically separated and organized in a specific manner, and they're in this big giant shelving unit that's cardboard and pull out. Watsy, the rep, saw a picture of that and said all the boxes don't match, and they're like, yeah, they are. They're all the exact same brand. They're all the exact same company. They're like, no, those boxes on the bottom, they're older than the ones above them. We can tell because we can see a little bit of dirt on them. They look like they've been used. You need to remove those. Actually, we don't like any of that. You have to be using plastic. You can't be using cardboard to store cards.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Oh, they are terrible.
Plastic is dumb. Water, cardboard will, at least if something spills,
it absorbs water.
Will absorb. It's a humidity control measure. If you do plastic boxes, acrylic boxes, the weight is going to be ridiculous. They're trying to say get rid of all of the freaking singles and only sell sealed products. Space it out like this. Dude, they're basically eating all of your profit in shelf space.
Right. They told them for their individual singles for commons and uncommons like that, they couldn't be behind the shelf. They couldn't be behind the counter, and they couldn't be on the main floor. If they had a separate room, those things had to be stored in a separate room where people can go to, because that shouldn't be on the floor. That's how bad they get.
Okay, I want you guys to research a company called The Gamekeeper that Wizards of the Coast purchased eons ago. And I could tell you, because I used to work for them in this division, that the mandates
was, like 20 years ago, right, Rob?
Yeah.
They had the stores in the mall.
Yes. They were the mall stores. They're going back to the freaking playbook from The Gamekeeper. They had us space stuff out on the shelves. I was like, dude, we're in the freaking Atrium Mall. You're paying $800 a square foot. You telling me you want me to space these 2 inches apart? We're not going to sell enough board games in a month to make our rent.
Nope. No, you won't. And that's the thing, is they want it in a specific. Even the board games couldn't be touching. They have to be within. They can't have to be 10 feet or further away from all the Magic product. Like, that's what the spacing's like. If all your not booster packs, all of your sleeves, when they're hanging on the shelving, they can't be touching. They have to be at least a quarter of an inch apart or more.
My favorite part is they want your daily item movement reports.
Yeah.
They want to know exactly how much Magic is sold. It must be like you need a $50,000 system that tracks inventory, and those systems cost
alone. He took out a loan to get this. He took out a loan, a business loan to get this system, to buy the system and buy the point of sale machine that you're required to have.
But the IMS,
another $12,000.
The inventory movement systems are not for sale. You can't buy them. They cost too much money. They're $150,000. You have to pay $600 a month for them.
Yeah, he went through and he got his loan and paid it all up for a whole year, so he could have this shit through this company that Watsy had set up.
Let's mention the grant system.
Oh God.
That Hasbro has. So these are the grants that you can apply.
The ones they're only giving to the premium stores.
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, stores that could always stores that could already afford to pay to be premium are the ones that get the grant, so they don't have to pay back. And stores that would have never, that might have the size, so you can have a store that is big enough to put a premium store in, but they don't have the money for the upgrades. Watsy is not giving that store the money. They're actually giving the grants, which don't need to be paid back. They're giving them to stores that already had the money.
Right.
It makes no sense. So they're just propping up the larger stores to get them to premium. So they're basically calling a store. Hey, Rob, is Gaming Etsy? I'm not talking anything bad about Gaming Etsy, which is a store in our area. Are they premium?
As far as I know, Gaming Etsy is, but they got in at the ground level.
Right, they got the ground level. But I'm just saying they'll call a store the size of Gaming Etsy, which is a very, very large
4,000 square feet gaming area.
LGS. Outside of Boston, near the three of us, and they'll say to them, like, hey, you got a big store, you've done a lot of events for us, we're going to give you $100,000 to upgrade your store to be premium.
Right.
But they won't go to the smaller stores that a lot of them do have competent tournament organizers, and do have competent owners. A lot of them don't, but I'm saying that there are probably a lot that do, and say like, hey, for $100,000, could you get a store to premium? This is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. Can you do it? And they're not doing that. They're just going to the stores that they already know, the stores that are already big, the stores that can already afford it, and say like, here's free money. Upgrade yourself so you can bury everyone else around you even more.
Free money, boys. Free money, boys.
By the way, back when I worked for Wizards, my store was the only store in the region that was making its numbers, and it's because they were even going so far as having 89 cases of Pokemon in the back room and telling us we had to limit it to 5 packs per person coming through the door.
Why?
Or because they wanted to they were intentionally holding back supply to make it more in demand so they could get the full retail per pack. And they weren't shipping enough to the LGSs and the small game stores and other places. They could get. Other stores were getting like a case, and I had 89 cases of freaking Fossil and stuff.
So I see
Drewby mentioned that he worked for the company too, which was hilarious because I worked for the one in Massachusetts in the Atrium Mall, and if anybody knows, like, we're going back 20 years. At that time, that's where like FAO Schwartz and like all the big name companies, like you wanted $1,000 pen, that's where you would go to buy it.
So I knew the manager, and I'm not going to say his name, but Rob, you actually know him. But anyway, I knew the manager of the of the store that was open in the North Shore Mall in Peabody, Massachusetts, and so I used to hear a lot of stories about the gamekeeper. Anyway, what I was told is that the shrink for that store, and for anyone who doesn't know, shrink is the amount of product that disappears. Theft, either by paper errors or by physical theft. He used to tell me that the shrink was so massive for those stores, and
my store had no shrink.
Well, for his, and I guess he talked to a lot of others. I'm glad to hear that yours didn't. That means you were controlling it a lot better. But he had told me a story about how when they closed down for the season, because I think his was seasonal.
Yeah, the kiosk.
Yeah, they had closed the kiosk for the season, and he had locked it up, and they had gone back to it like a week later to get all the stuff. And I know that he didn't take anything because I know the guy really well, and he didn't take anything. But when they got there, it was empty.
Yeah,
it was literally empty.
Yep. The Gamekeeper was one of the first game stores to franchise across the country, and Wizards of the Coast bought them to break into retail. They took all the information they had and then started changing it around, and it was like this was like one of the big. And this was right, like I was at the ground level when they bought the company because this was in '99. I remember when the notice came through that Hasbro brought the company. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no! And then I read the letter of what the agreement was that Wizards had bought. Hasbro had bought Wizards, and I was like, oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. And then I saw all the back-end deals. I was like, oh, my God, that guy is such a freaking scumbag.
Yep. All right, everyone. We are at the end time.
1 minute.
Last words.
The end time.
Yeah, last words, anyone, on anything we talked about before we give our exits?
Rip LGSs.
Yeah, F in chat for LGSs, and my heart goes out to the LGSs.
Sender.
Okay.
All right, so
now
let us
plugs, right?
let us do our exit. Our exit. What are they called? Our exit statements. Let's do that. Cinder.
Our outro.
Cinder, start your outro.
Ikoria is a mishmash set that was never supposed to come together like this. I was hoping for a lot more in it. Yep. Don't forget to sub to my channel of Cinder Shadow Gaming. I've been streaming there twice a day right now. Being home, it's been pretty crazy. We're doing things like Arena, Ori, and the Will of the Wisps, and I'm getting very close to the end of that game, and some Minecraft streams lately.
Yes, awesome.
Nice.
You're also doing
You're
also doing, what is it? A fundraiser?
Yes.
Is it? Yes.
I am also doing a fundraiser on my channel for Extra Life United, which runs until the 12th. So all this weekend, there is tournaments that a lot of Twitch streamers are doing and stuff like that. There was a Magic the Gathering tournament, but I signed up for it too late, so I did not get involved in that. So far, we have raised $900 for my local kids' hospital.
Awesome, come on, people, help them break $1,000.
Will you link that in chat for me, Cinder? I was looking in the Titans table chat, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I can find it. I'll bring it up here.
Yeah, for sure. He will link it in chat. Grim, who are you? Exit
and why
outro.
do we care?
Hi, again, I'm Grim Monolith again. I am Vera's editor. I am also a podcaster with her. But anyway, you can find me on Titans Table. You can find me on Discord, and you'll be able to find me soon in the Titans Table vodcast channel, where I will be talking your ear off even more eventually soon. So
awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. King's Night.
Up my anus. I'm just joking.
Not gonna meet you there, King. Not gonna meet you there.
I'm on Playing Discord on YouTube. If you look me up on YouTube under Playing Discord, or if you look me up on, I actually do all my live streaming right now on twitch.tv, Playing Discord on twitch.tv. I'm playing Minecraft on the Asceticraft server. I will be doing some episode releases on YouTube. It takes a lot of editing for what I'm doing for my first episode. So for Minecraft, just because I'm an overly picky son of a bitch. And I will be doing a review of the set mechanics and set items from Arena, or not from Arena, but from Ikoria. It's not going to be pretty. I'm going to be ripping in a new one. The only thing I was excited about was cycling.
Yeah.
But you guys can check me out on those things. Like I said, Twitch and YouTube, Playing Discord.
Awesome. Asfera.
Pretty much, you can find me here. You can look for me on Discord. I pop through the Dark Titans. I'm on Playing Discord. I'm on Cinders. I'm on my own for Minecraft. I play a lot of Minecraft. I photobomb these guys. If you need me, hit me up on Discord. Also, I have 5 whole subscribers, so if you want to click that and unsubscribe from me, make me less and happier.
Waka waka.
Nice. And of course, you guys can find me here, Dark Titan Enterprises. I am on Discord. I will link our Discord server in the chat. I am also on Twitter. So yes, thank you guys so much for stopping by tonight. Thank you to my hosts for coming on. We should be doing Titans Table again next week, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. We are trying to
we had some video games into it.
We are trying to slowly integrate. We're trying to go to 2 shows, 2 different Titans tables, one more video game related and one more like Magic related. But I do think eventually we want to merge them and really make them just one. I haven't talked to you guys about it yet. It's not announced yet, but we are moving Titans Table to Thursdays. It was previously Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. There is something new that I am going to be starting on Wednesdays soon. So Titans Table will be moving to Thursdays permanently, 7 p.m. Eastern, and yes, I think that's...
And the next week...
Hey, make sure you guys check her... Vera, do you have any patrons or Patreon?
I do have a Patreon account. Everything is linked in the description of the live stream.
Sweet.
The next week's show would be very eccentric, yes.
Yes, yeah.
For next week, yes.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys. Thank you, everyone in chat and that watched the live stream for stopping by, and thank you to the hosts for stopping by. I do appreciate it, and have a fantastic night, everybody.
Peace out, everyone.
Meow.